You're welcome to today's interesting topic on mass protests on June 12th, okay? Now, in a democracy, the citizens may decide that they do not want to wait for the next elections for their government to change. They put pressure on the government to organize elections and leave power. We're going to look at the life of Moshood Abiola Kashimawo, also known as MKO. So we'll take the history bit by bit. General Abdul Salam Abubakar succeeded Abacha, and the nation hoped for the release and eventual declaration of Abiola as the winner of the 1993 elections. Then you have the presidential election. It was actually conducted by the Armed Forces Ruling Council, headed by General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. The election was contested by two main parties, the National Republican Convention and Social Democratic Party. Now, the flag bearer of the NRC was Alhaji Bashir Tofa, while the SDP candidate was Moshood Abiola. Now, the election was generally free, fair, and devoid of violence or malpractice. On June 21, the military government annulled the election without any valid reason. Now, the annulment sparked protests across the country. General Babangida handed over to an interim government headed by Chief Ernest Shoneko on August 23. General Sani Abacha eased out the interim government on November 17. Now, after waiting in vain to be recognized as the winner of the election, Abiola declared himself winner in Epe, Lagos in 1994. Abiola was later arrested and put under house arrest. Abiola remained under house arrest until General Abacha died under mysterious circumstances on June 8, 1998. General Abu Salam Abubakar succeeded Abacha, and the nation hoped for the release of the eventual declaration of Abiola as winner of the presidential election. Now, on July 7, 1998, almost a month after Abacha died, Abiola died in prison. The nation was thrown into mourning, and Chief Abiola's death would put an end to the ascension of power. General Abu Salam Abubakar conducted another presidential election that brought to power Chief Olusegun Obasanjo on May 29, 1999. For years, those at the forefront of the June 12 struggle demanded that Abiola should be recognized and honored with June 12 as Democracy Day. President Goodluck Jonathan on May 29, 2012 attempted to honor Abiola by renaming the University of Lagos after the late businessman, but the honor was rejected. Now, on June 12, 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari honored Bashiru Abiola, his running mate Baba Gana Kingibe, and human rights activist Gani Fawemi. Now, the federal government also announced that June 12 will now be the new date for Democracy Day celebrations in the country.
Okay, that was a sad one because the election was actually conducted in 1993, and because MKO was not declared the president, he waited for some time. He now went to Lagos to announce himself president. Then Babangida, then as a military head, he was angry, claiming that he wanted to top the government, okay? And that was how he was detained for house arrest, and he stayed there till 1998 when General Abacha, Sani Abacha, died in 1998 mysteriously. 1 month after that period, MKO Abiola died in prison, and the nation actually mourned for him. And the hope of him becoming the president of Nigeria was dashed off. Okay, you could recall too from this history that Shoneko was topped over by Sani Abacha by coup. Okay, so General Sani Abacha forcefully took over government from Ernest Shoneko, the interim governor that General Babangida had to put in so that he could step down and calm down the pressure of the protesters. Now, MK Abiola had campaign jingles that were on air on the radio at that time. So let's listen to those campaigns that were on air. So let's listen.
Nigeria on the march again. On the march again. Looking for Mr. President. On the march again. MKO is our man. Now you go make our country better. Progress and better tomorrow. Make you vote for him, my brother. I still make you vote for him, my sister. Everybody make una vote for him. Now him our only hope. I say now him the hope for tomorrow. On the march again. On the march again. SDP the people's choice. On the march again. MKO is the man.
Okay, so that was the jingle that was playing on air during the campaign in 1993 by MKO Abiola. Okay, people were listening to it on air. They wanted a new change of government. So let's look at the effect of the annulment of the June 12 election. Let's look at the effect of the annulment of the June 12 election. Now, the image before you, it's Omo Yele Sowore, okay? He's the man behind the hashtag Revolution Now. He was actually arrested recently, but was released by the federal government, okay, from pressures put from the US, that is United States. He is the founder of Sahara Media, okay? Then back in University of Lagos, he was the president of the Student Union government. Okay, so in 1993, when the election result was cancelled by General Babangida, Sowore with other students, they were protesting seriously, okay, against the ills of the government of this country and all the injustice that was done to June 12 cancellation. Okay, so we said that the effects of the annulment of June 12, 1993 election include: in Nigeria, the civil society organizations agreed to protest together. Okay, members of the civil society, all the trade unions, all the unions in Nigeria, they agreed to actually protest against the cancellation. Then the lawyers, they stopped working because of the cancellation of that election result. Then the university students left their classrooms and went on the streets to protest, just like Sowore and other members of the school and other universities. The market women left their skills to join, and the protest was actually a mass protest. Then the protesters turned into riot, and some people were killed. You know, protests, like we said, when a group of people come together to okay, say what is against their wish, okay, but riot is more of a disturbance. Riot is more of a disturbance in the society. So these were the effects. The protest was on a mass it's really large, because a lot of citizens came out to say we don't need a military rule, we wanted a democratic rule. So that was what happened. Those were the effects of the annulment of June 12, 1993 election. So let's look at the meaning election. So let's look at the meaning of riot. What is the meaning of riot? So riot is when a large crowd of people who are angry about something get violent. They get violent, they start destroying things, they injure people. Okay, properties are actually destroyed during riot. It's very different from protest. Protest, people just march and then they vent their anger. Okay, so we said that riot is when large crowd of people who are angry about something get violent. People are usually injured and properties destroyed. So the government used force to try and control the protest and riot during the June 12 cancellation, but it actually destroyed. So the government used force to try and control the protest and riot during the June 12 cancellation, but it actually failed. So Babangida was forced to step down on August 27, 1993, okay, because the riot was becoming something else. They were burning houses, people were dying because of that cancellation. So he stepped down and had to put in an interim government. Interim means for the time being. So the interim government was led by Chief Ernest Sheneko, okay. Then Sheneko was overthrown by coup. Coup means to forcefully take over government, especially militaries are the ones that are always involved with this. So Sheneko was overthrown by General Sani Abacha in November. So Sheneko was put in August, okay. After 3 months, General Abacha took over government by coup. So MKO Abiola was put in jail where he eventually died in 1998 because General Sani Abacha mysteriously died in 1998, a month after MKO Abiola died in prison. Okay, and that was how the hope of restoring him to becoming the president of the country dashed off. So let's see the difference between a protest and a riot. The image before you is showing a group of people protesting. That's a protest. Okay, riot is more on the bad side where people burn things and destroy cars and people even lose their lives often. So a protest is a peaceful public display of displeasure or disapproval, usually carried out by marching, chanting, and or holding signs with messages on them. Okay, like you see these people saying June 12 lives on 20 years after. You understand? So that is it. That is a protest. While riot is a violent public disturbance, okay? So protesters march while people who go on riot, they destroy things and they make everywhere become so unbearable. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari in 2018 decided to honor Chief MKO Abiola by making June 12 Democracy Day in Nigeria. Before now, Democracy Day in Nigeria used to be May 29, but to honor the Yorubas, to honor MKO Abiola and Nigerians, President Muhammadu Buhari to make June 12 a public holiday. That's a Democracy Day in Nigeria. So this particular day, every June 12 in Nigeria henceforth will be celebrated as Democracy Day in Nigeria. So it's no more May 29, it's now June 12 of every year. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Please, I will encourage you to always put down and note some points down, because often when you're going in for external examination, some of these points are being asked. The winner of the June 12, who cancelled or who annulled the June 12 presidential election. And please ensure to use portal features for your questions. Okay, any question you have for this topic, please, I will be very happy and glad to receive them, and I will give answers to them appropriately. Then you do your assignments and try to be good. Love you and see you in next class. Thank you.